Hello guys, welcome back to our anime explainer. Guys, please like the video and subscribe to my channel. Today is explanation of upcoming episode of Perfect World based on novel. So let's start. Brother Sha, are you really going to wait for those people to come? You have to know that they aren't relying on their seniors, and there's more than one of them. Facing them like this puts you in a bit of a disadvantageous position. Someone said quietly. In the higher realms, there were quite a few sects that bore enmity against Shahao, for example, Underworld Earth, Heavenly Country, Fire Cloud Cavern, Immortal Palace, and others. They were all giant powers. However, there were many ancient sects that didn't have any conflict with him. Those great sects were far from this place, none of their disciples on this broken mountain, which was why this place lacked animosity. The people here paid close attention to him, not showing any hostility. Let's just wait. Those with that type of cultivation won't act together with others. They would feel it beneath themselves to surround and attack the 3,000 provinces experts. Shahao said. In reality, he also had confidence, not fearing any of this. Only by becoming strong enough oneself would one be able to do this. Even if those individuals who cultivated immortal energy all surrounded him, he could still fight against them. He didn't fear being attacked from all sides. He also had confidence that with how arrogant those people were, they wouldn't join up. The divine striking stone interrupted, saying, HMPH, when we were inside Immortal Ancient, it's not like we didn't encounter that type of attack from all sides. Aren't we still fine and well? We'll just beat up all that stand in our way. Everyone became speechless. Soon after, the atmosphere on the black broken mountain gradually became more lively. Everyone touched cups, drinking and chatting merrily, making this quite the bustling place. Everyone was waiting to see the battle between Shahao and the foreign experts. However, everyone waited left and right, but still didn't see anyone arriving from the distance. Not a single one of the foreign exceptional geniuses appeared. Where is your master? Why isn't he here yet? I am waiting to fight against him. Shahao said, looking at that divine ape. At this time, the Tonbi divine ape was extremely quiet, already understanding that this was someone who was powerful to a ridiculous degree. He liked to eat heavenly deities the most. Arguing with him definitely wouldn't end well for it. My master is at Black Crag, you can look for him yourself. The Tonbi divine ape's eyes rolled around and around, speaking like this. Hualinga spoke up, saying softly to Shahao, this fella's eyes are rolling all over the place, clearly not honest at all. Don't take the risk. Even though Shahao was fearless, he wasn't willing to move because of its word. Listen up, there's no rush to fight against him. I will wait for him right here. He can come challenge me if he wants. The Tonbi divine ape immediately became sullen, saying, then you'll have to wait at least a day. Why? Shahao asked. My master has already made prior arrangements with someone. There is an extremely important confrontation taking place today. The divine ape replied. When everyone heard this, they all stared blankly. The foreign guests were all quite arrogant, so for them to attach that much importance to a battle, it was definitely not ordinary. Who was that person that he was going to fight against? On a black precipice, a youngster held a black-colored pike in his hands, aiming it south. His hair fluttered behind him, eyes becoming more and more resplendent. He was adjusting his own vital energy, wishing to reach his optimal state. This was Lin Tian. There was a battle taking place here today. Rarely did he attach such importance to a fight. He was adjusting his body. Ever since arriving in the 3,000 provinces, their group had always been rather carefree, rarely acting like this. This was the first time he treated a matter so seriously. We ought to leave now, there's not that much time left. Someone reminded from the distance. It came from the group of 4 young men and women, all of them with immortal energy around them. The men were outstanding and promising, the women incredibly beautiful, clearly giants among men, exceptional and refined. These 4 people were deep and immeasurable, their cultivations only above Lin Tian's, not below. I am waiting for a war chariot. Lin Tian said, his hair scattered about, every strand sparkling and shining. His eyes were incredibly deep, the pike in his hands like a black dragon. It ought to have returned by now. Don't tell me the monkey encountered some issues. A female asked, her appearance incredibly enchanting. Her eyes were blue, sparkling and translucent like the ocean. Lin Tian frowned. He produced a 5-colored copper piece, activating divine force while holding it, making it shine. Something's wrong, it lost connection with the 5-colored divine copper war chariot, refined by someone. Lin Tian said, his eyes clear as he looked towards Green Province. Really something, defeating that monkey, not simple. You have to understand that heavenly deities, who didn't cultivate immortal energy generally speaking, aren't that monkey's opponent. A purple-haired male spoke. Should we take a look? Another said. There's not much time left. We should head on our way, talk about this after we return. No, this won't do. I am going to find the war chariot. How can I let it fall into the hands of another? I want to see which heavenly deity in these 3,000 provinces dare try to take my things. Lin Tian's voice was ice cold. All right, then we'll pay that place a visit along the way and settle this. That blue-eyed beautiful woman nodded. They rushed into the sky, entering a purple warship. It tore through the void, heading out. These people's backgrounds were unordinary, all of them possessing powerful transportation magical artifacts. Green Province, on the black broken mountain, Shahao stared at the divine ape. You are saying that Lin Tian is going to fight against Ning Chuan? Correct. They only made arrangements recently. He is going to fight a great battle. The monkey nodded. It didn't understand the people of the 3,000 provinces, only knowing that its master attached great importance to this matter. 6 Crown King, he is going to fight a great decisive battle against 6 Crown King. Everyone erupted into commotion, and then they began to discuss among themselves. The broken mountain could no longer remain calm. Shahao immediately stood up and said, what a disappointment. Could it be that he didn't even consider fighting against me first? Huolinga laughed, pulling on Shahao's hand, not letting him participate, saying, let them fight intensely, it'll be fine if we just watch. Shahao smiled and said, I wasn't going to interfere. Was indeed going to watch the battle. He didn't feel the slightest mental burden. He had fought a great battle previously in Immortal Ancient against Ning Chuan, shaking up all sides. If these two were going to confront each other, then he was quite willing to watch from the sidelines. Everyone, are there any who wish to watch the battle? Let's head there together. Shahao said with a smile. Of course. Many people nodded, all of them excited. Go. Shahao entered the 5-colored divine copper forged war chariot, having the monkey drive it. Everyone else was invited, their numbers great. This was a precious vehicle, a sect master level magical artifact, so it could naturally adjust its size, accommodate these people. When Shahao learned where the place of decisive battle was, the entire ancient war chariot shone, speeding forward. In the end, it even more so tore apart the void, departing. Soon after, on the black cliff, a purple-golden warship appeared. 5 young experts walked out. Lin Tian frowned, his expression ugly. His war chariot wasn't here, driven out from this place. There really was someone who dared use my war chariot. He stood there, face cold as he looked into the distance. There's not much time left. You have to fight against Ning Chuan first. The purple-haired youth reminded. Fine, after defeating Ning Chuan, I'll then deal with this person who dares touch my war chariot. Lin Tian nodded. The purple-golden warship set sail, heading in the same direction as Shahao and the others. Chilean Ridge, a place well known in the higher realms, a place with many legendary ancient lands. It was rumored that a Chilean had previously roamed about this place, the traces of one of the vicious 10 appearing. After experiencing a great era, many places vanished like smoke into thin air. There were a few matters, and a few creatures, that still occasionally reappeared, these occasions always stirring up great disturbances. According to normal reasoning, a true vicious 10 Chilean shouldn't have appeared in the mortal world, as it was buried under endless time, before the archaic times. However, in the later worlds, there was someone who claimed to have personally seen a Chilean scale fall, entirely snow-white, flickering about this mountain ridge. The five-colored war chariot shone, rushing out from the void, arriving in this mountain ridge. Is this Ning Chuan's place of seclusion? Shahao asked. Correct. I heard that Six Crown King is currently cultivating inside. Fairy Xiao Yu nodded, telling him about the concrete circumstances. The group of people walked out from the war chariot. It didn't look that large, but it had spatial natural laws, able to hold over 10,000 people without problems. The Tongbi divine ape was resentful. This was its master's war chariot, yet in the end, not only was it captured, it was even treated as a driver, bringing all these people over to watch the battle. Lin Tian and Ning Chuan's decisive battle was going to take place right here. We came early, Hua Linga said. She was currently in the heavenly deity realm, so her divine senses were naturally powerful. She also sensed that an intense battle had previously taken place inside Chilean Ridge. This is also Ning Chuan's place of birth, someone said. What did you say? Shahao was shocked. Chilean Ridge, the white Chilean, together with the precious technique Ning Chuan had previously displayed, as if there were 100 white kilns rising, sweeping through the masses. Shahao immediately associated many things together. Oh, to be more precise, it's the same province, the distance not too far. Fairy Xiao Yu added. Shahao heard about more details. The clan Ning Chuan resided in was extremely rich and powerful, the circumstances similar to what Shahao heard previously. When Ning Chuan was born, irregular scenes shocked the heavens, shaking up many ancient sects. He had a heaven diagram on his back, dragon pattern on his head. However, now, it seemed like those should be Chilean patterns. That night, divine light illuminated the heavens, making it as bright as daytime. Many great provinces saw what happened that day, causing countless people to become shocked. This was also precisely the reason why Ning Chuan was treated with importance by many ancient sects, placing their great hopes and expectations on him a long time ago. Later on, Phantom Drake Dao Gate, Fire Cloud Cavern, Luofu True Valley, and other great sects came one after another, wishing to take him as a disciple. This was the reason why Ning Chuan was proficient in so many extreme arts. Shahao thought to himself, but didn't say anything. However, the quietness was quickly shattered, because everyone discovered that there was no decisive battle, that they might have came early. They came. A while later, someone cried out in alarm. In the horizon, a purple-golden warship made its way out from the void, carrying a domineering aura. Purple light overflowed, scattering the clouds in the sky, quickly approaching. On the warship stood 5 youngsters, every single one of them calm and steady, the 3 men and 2 women, all supreme beings among men. All of them looked extraordinary. One of them had shining purple golden hair, another with a golden vertical eye on the forehead, one with dragon horns, another with icy skin jade bones, an outstanding beauty. These 3 men and 2 women, every single one of them were extraordinary, all giants among men. That's Lin Tian. Someone cried out softly in alarm, immediately recognizing one of them. It was because recently, Lin Tian had swept through several hundred provinces, defeating everyone. Many people saw him already. Quite a few people looked ahead, staring at those 5 individuals. What left everyone shocked was that only Lin Tian moved, the other 4 all calm, standing on the boat, overlooking Chilean Ridge, not showing any intentions of taking action. Lin Tian's hair scattered about, eyes releasing divine light. He immediately stared at the other party, fuming with rage. Wasn't that his 5-colored war chariot? In the end, it was driven here by someone, truly absurd. Who was he? He was well known even in the world beyond, and when he came to the 3,000 provinces, he even more so swept through the masses. Who dared to stop him? Yet before him, someone seized his war chariot, boldly driving it here. Was this to watch his great battle against another? Who touched my chariot? Break your own arm and come confess your guilt. Lin Tian's temper was quite heavy as he shouted. In the 5-colored war chariot surroundings, the group of people shivered inwardly, some almost collapsing from shock. It was because a great Dao flower bloomed above Lin Tian's head, immortal mists heavy, incredibly intimidating. Master! The Tongbi divine ape cried out, extremely stirred up. However, it couldn't run, because Shahao was standing right at its side. Lin Tian's face immediately fell. Seized his war chariot, used his battle pet. Someone actually dared to provoke him like this, it was intolerable. You, bring over the war chariot, and confess your crime. If my mood isn't too bad, I might leave you with your life. Lin Tian pointed. Even though he could tell that Shahao was definitely not ordinary, he still acted domineeringly. The atmosphere here immediately became nervous, everyone shocked. Even Lin Tian's companions were shocked. This was the first time they saw Lin Tian this angry, losing himself like this. Are you talking in your sleep? Shahao asked, playing the situation down, not caring too much. Lin Tian leapt up, in his hands a black pike. He immediately rushed over, moving just too quickly, turning into a streak of black lightning, brandishing his weapon at Shahao. Everyone was shocked. No one expected a battle to erupt so abruptly between the two, immediately starting. Shahao formed a fist imprint, welcoming this person, striking against that black pike's shaft. Sparks flew in all directions, the sound ear-splitting. The two looked at each other seriously, both revealing surprise. You cultivated immortal energy. Lin Tian's pupils contracted, revealing this type of expression for the first time, feeling a bit uneasy, but also a bit excited. This was a formidable opponent. Likewise. Shahao replied, his pupils shining, staring at this foreign guest. He naturally could tell that this individual was unordinary. I don't care who you are or how powerful you are, since you dare touch my war chariot, then you have to pay the price. Lin Tian's eyes were forceful, displaying the scenes of blood flowing like rivers. This was someone with heavy murderous energy, his methods forceful, immediately attacking viciously to suppress and kill Shahao. The black pike clashed with Shahao's fist again, making one worried that his bones would immediately fracture. How domineering. Your battle pet came to humiliate the 3,000 provinces cultivators, ended up being captured by me. So you're someone who can't tell who is in the right and wrong. Shahao ridiculed. Black electricity erupted between the two. Wherever the pike passed through, the space around it would collapse. Only Shahao could stop it. They traded another strike. The two separated, but this place exploded, the void rumbling, releasing wisps of chaotic energy. The main reason was because the collision this time was too powerful. Actually able to stop my attacks. Lin Tian was shocked inside. They traded another blow. Lin Tian's qi and blood roiled, revealing a look of shock. This opponent was too powerful, able to fight against him without even entering the heavenly deity realm. However, Shahao was dissatisfied, frowning. He was in the holy sacrifice realm, clearly equal to heavenly deities, yet now, he couldn't immediately kill his opponent. In reality, Lin Tian was even more shocked than him. We both cultivated immortal energy, but I am the one who successfully produced a great Dao flower bud above my head. So why can't I take him down? Lin Tian was shocked. If they both didn't cultivate immortal energy, Shahao at the holy sacrifice realm should be enough to face heavenly deities, but now, there was this kind of issue. Both of their immortal Dao energies were clearly displayed, none of them able to land a good blow on the other. Something's not right. Creatures that cultivated immortal energy are different in the heavenly deity realm and holy sacrifice realm, able to suppress those with lower cultivation levels. Shahao shivered inwardly, now understanding the situation. Once one formed an immortal Dao flower bud above the head, no matter how formidable those with inferior cultivation were, they still couldn't win. Shahao was now really angry. He operated endless divine force, attacking forward. Lin Tian felt as if the space between his thumb and index finger was bleeding. This opponent was too difficult to deal with. Holy sacrifice, for others, was comparable to heavenly deities, but once one had immortal energy, it was different. The great Dao flower bud produced in the heavenly deity realm would increase one's strength. He has 3 stands of immortal energy. Only like this can he withstand me with my great Dao flower petals while in the holy sacrifice realm. Lin Qian's mind was greatly shaken. Lin Qian's palm was injured, carrying blood. He tightened his grip out of fear of it being exposed. A bell sound rang through Qilin Ridge, then, an imposing great mountain exploded, an individual rushing out, white clothes purer than snow, bearing exceptional, aloof and otherworldly. Foreign guests, where are you all? Ning Chuan appeared, staring forward, blood energy flourishing. Lin Qian, finish this agreement and fight against Ning Chuan first. A voice sounded from the purple-golden warship. Fine, you who dares touch my chariot, just wait here for now. When I take down Ning Chuan, I'll then deal with you. Lin Qian berated, and then turned around, rushing towards Qilin Ridge. Kill. Lin Qian excelled at combat. With the black pike in hand, he fiercely stabbed out. Ear-splitting woo-woo sounds rang through the air, as if gods and devils were howling, louder than the war cries of a great army. A heaven diagram appeared. Ning Chuan also wished to end this battle earlier, instead of being glared at by others. A great battle erupted, neither side willing to give an inch. The two fought until the sun and moon lost light, the clouds becoming dark, cultivators on all sides shaking. My precious techniques, my divine abilities are not something everyone can see. Let's enter the void battlefield and stay away from these people, determine who is stronger. Lin Qian said. The black pike thrusted over, shattering space. On the other side, the heaven diagram Ning Chuan produced also appeared in the void, exceptionally terrifying. Great stars spun about one after another, all of them the most stunning precious techniques. What was shocking was that the black pike thrusted outwards, causing those great stars to explode one by one, the scene terrifying. With a shua sound, both of them disappeared. Qilin Ridge became lonely and quiet again. After a long time had passed, the void exploded, the two appearing again. In the end, everyone discovered that Lin Qian's entire body was covered in blood, his injuries not light. Ning Chuan had traces of blood on him as well, but it was unknown if it was his own. Lin Qian's expression fell, not saying anything, rushing forward. When he passed Shahao, he even more so thrusted out, seizing the opportunity to land an attack on Shahao. Shahao displayed Willow Deity's method and Lightning Emperor imprint. Lin Qian wanted to quickly eliminate Shahao, but discovered that he instead fell into a predicament. That youngster didn't fear him at all. What a pity it was that he couldn't overlook the matters of the war chariot, still wishing to seize it back. As a result, he had to fight another intense battle, adding injuries on top of his injuries. Shahao used his palm as a blade, removing a part of that black pike, moreover shaking Lin Qian up until he coughed out blood, complexion pale. Then, Shahao even more so grabbed one of his arms. He was going to capture this person alive. Shahao's fingers exerted quite the force, clamping down on his arm. Both sides were operating secret techniques, clear sounds of joints cracking could be heard. Lin Qian struggled, but his expression immediately changed. The other party's strength was too great, as if he was shackled by immortal Dao chains, making his arm feel sharp pain. Dazzling light surged between the two, the light from precious techniques and symbols. They attacked intensely. Following a pu sound, a streak of bloody light flashed. Lin Qian leapt up, rushing into the sky. Everyone looked at those two. Who won that short exchange? His forearm. A few people cried out in alarm. Huang is too powerful. Many people were truly startled. In Shahao's hands was a forearm dripping with blood. This was forcibly twisted off. In the sky, Lin Qian's face was warped, his forehead full of sweat, caused by intense pain. He lost his forearm, suffering serious injuries. It could be said that this was his greatest injury since birth. In his ancient land, he was incredibly arrogant. Even though he had suffered defeats, there was no way he would lose an arm. Everyone erupted into commotion, all of them greatly shaken. Lin Qian was injured, losing his forearm. Without a doubt, this was explosive news, because he continuously defeated everyone in the 3,000 provinces, no one his match. In the higher realms, it was unknown just how many heavenly deities were defeated under his hands, the most powerful one unable to withstand more than 10 blows. Now, this type of thing happened, everything they believed overturned. The unapproachable, almost unmatched Lin Tian was defeated just like that, having his arm torn off. Lin Tian released a roar, his voice like a dragon's cry, like thunder. Everyone felt their blood surging, their bodies shaking, a bit unable to hold on. He was defeated just like that. He first suffered greatly under Ning Chuan, and now, the one who seized his 5-colored war chariot took his arm. He felt a serious sense of defeat. "You are Huang." Even though he already had his suspicions, directly shouting out like this was a different matter. "Correct, that's me," Shahao replied. He looked at the forearm in his hands, and then operated a technique to make it display its original form. However, he discovered that this was the original form. Truly disappointing. "Humanoid, here, take it back." Shahao flung out his arm, throwing that forearm into the sky. The blood that scattered outwards was exceptionally brilliant. Everyone shivered inwardly. What kind of terrifying bloodline was this, containing immortal Tao energy? No wonder it was so powerful. However, it was precisely this person who was defeated under Shahao's hands, leaving others shocked. Lin Tian grabbed his arm, his face flushing green and then white, but in the end still connected the arm. Divine light flashed, and then symbols erupted. His arm became just like before again. In reality, even if Shahao didn't return it to him, his flesh could regrow, only needing to use up a bit of innate essence blood. This place immediately became quiet. Everyone knew that Shahao returning that arm wasn't some express of goodwill, but rather that he really didn't care that much about the other party. Even if he was at his peak state, he was still without fear. On the 5-colored war chariot, the Tongbi divine ape was struck dumb. In his eyes, his master triumphed in every battle, defeating all opponents, yet now, he was defeated like this. Lin Tian first lost under Ning Chuan's hands, and then he had an arm torn off by Shahao, suffering the greatest defeat. "Lin Tian, come back." On the purple golden warship, that blue-eyed woman spoke, having him return and not fight any longer. That woman's hair was bright like silk, her eyes like the purest blue sea, releasing divine light. She looked at Ning Chuan in Chelin Ridge, and then at the calm Shahao. "I never expected there were these types of individuals in the 3,000 Dao provinces, we even though that this ancient land already completely declined," she said softly. Even though Lin Tian was unwilling to accept this, feeling great resentment, after a brief moment of hesitation, he still returned to the purple golden ship. The first reason was because the woman's status was unordinary, exceptionally powerful, her words carrying a set amount of weight. The second reason was because Lin Tian already knew that he indeed wasn't those two's opponent. If he continued fighting, he was definitely going to suffer greatly. Not far out, Ning Chuan looked over towards Shahao. For him, this was his greatest adversary. Shahao also looked towards that white-clothed male, not displaying killing energy, but his eyes flourished, his entire being rising, ready to attack at any time. Everyone could feel a suffocating pressure, all of them nervous. They couldn't help but step backwards, separating from this region enveloped in the aura of experts. Only when they retreated far enough, after that pressure disappeared, did they release a breath of relief, moreover becoming excited. Could it be that Huang was going to fight a decisive battle against 6 Crown King? Quite a few people knew that they were like water and fire. One threatened to suppress the sinner's blood descendants, while one had directly interfered with the other party's tribulation. In fact, Shahao had previously fought Ning Chuan until he was seriously injured, bleeding as he withdrew. This was something many people had heard about. It was clear that this was an instance of humiliation Ning Chuan would carry for the rest of his life. He had suffered greatly during that battle. Now, the two sides confronted each other, formless domains appearing. It was as if there were sparks flying about, a battle about to erupt at any time. However, neither of them took action, because there was a purple golden warship not far out with 5 great experts, one more formidable than the other. "We'll settle things next time," Ning Chuan said. Shahao laughed, but didn't say anything. He turned around towards that purple golden warship. Both of them are outstanding talents, supreme beings of an area, having the qualifications to enter the heavenly deity institution. On the warship, a purple-haired young man said. This exceeded everyone's expectations. They originally thought that there would be an intense battle, that the foreign guests would take action together to deal with Shahao and Ning Chuan, but this didn't happen. This is enough. Someone muttered. Correct. As long as one of you can defeat Lin Qian, or defeat any one of us, then you have the qualifications to enter the Heavenly Deity Institution, leave the 3,000 Dao provinces. That blue-eyed woman spoke. Her skin was snow-white, extremely beautiful and moving. However, who among them could defeat any of them? Even if they looked around and scoured the higher realms, it would only be Shahao and a few others, right? Everyone felt quite downcast. It now seemed like there was definitely no hope of entering the Heavenly Deity Institution. This was a path destined only for the most powerful. What kind of benefits are there in entering the Heavenly Deity Institution? Shahao was quite direct. On the purple golden warship, Lin Qian glared at him, extremely unconvinced. Even though he was defeated, he still didn't accept it, full of anger. The 9 heavens 10 earths are far more vast than you can imagine, with many secret texts. There are exceptional experts from all different worlds. As long as you enter the Heavenly Deity Institution, all of these would be displayed to you. That woman said. Are there chicks? The divine striking stone said. On the warship, that blue-eyed woman was stunned, her face becoming rigid. No matter how thick Shahao's skin was, he still felt rather humiliated, scolding, "What are you randomly spouting?" He then explained to Hualinga at his side that this stone loved to shoot its mouth, always like this. Part 1 end here.